We're live. Here we go again. It's another day. I think let's wait until we get a couple of people watching. So in the meantime, we could just enjoy my hairdo or my hair don't. It isn't bad. A lot of people my age are bald or worse. Some are ugly. Hey, Blossom and Sonic. Hey, hey, hey. I like that name, Blossom and Sonic. It's kind of got some yin and some yang to it. Y says sup. Cookie Cat says hi. Happy Halloween from Blossom and Pasta Room says hi. We got 11 people watching. This is pretty cool. Remember Melvin. Floppa, hello. I could just read these things all day. I like it. Thoughtful Dog 15 says hello. Izan says real Charlie. I think it is. Torta de Fidio says, hi, I love this channel. Tomatenbrat mit Mozzarella says hi. All right, we got some people in here. I got to say that I think it's a miracle, and I do appreciate it, that I can sit here in my office. Nobody in the neighborhood even knows I'm in here, and yet I'm talking to the whole world about art and cats and kindness and coffee, whatever we want to talk about, colors. What are we doing today? Remember Melvin, the man with the questions. Well, today we are going to go stay down in the office for a change and look at some things on my computer screen. Kat is doing great. I'm doing great. Wonder of You says, I think my favorite kind of cats are Sphinx cats. Y says, I'm happy for you. Dawn of Doom says, Keyboard Cat makes me happy. That's ironic. You gotta like it. So we're gonna look at, among other things, my personal website that has some pretty cool stuff on it that most people have never seen. Lots of things. Yes, we will have some contact with cat footage at least. And in fact, the cat is sitting right here. I'm at my computer, and look who's hanging with me right next to my printer. Hey, mister. What's happening? What do you got to say to anybody? Huh? Anything good? Okay, we're going to look at some things on the computer screen today. And Keyboard Cat is just sitting here on his haunches. Look at the size of those haunches. Look at that. Have you ever seen a spread like that on a cat's haunches? Woo! Well, anyway, let us continue. Let us look at this computer screen. I gotta log in. This is sort of a behind the scenes look at some of the stuff that you wouldn't hear about every day. This is a look at a place called charlieschmidt.com. And it talks about some of the things I've done. There's Keyboard Cat and his little round logo. Here's me in my studio holding a mannequin's arm. we still hooked up? Everything looks good. And then when we scroll down, we can see a lot of things. One thing that I did want to look at here with y'all was meme paintings. Here's some paintings that I've done of memes. And there's that success kid. And here are other meme paintings. Here's one I did of, look at that, of Grumpy Cat. Here it is a little bit bigger. Grumpy Cat sitting on the Walk of Fame down in Hollywood. They really did bring him down there. Or her, I think. And here is a look at Doge Cat. Hey, now there's an idea. This is a painting I did with a lot of different techniques. Look at them. Here's some other meme paintings. Here's one of a Hokusai Wave waving a can of Keyboard Cat food, I guess. There's Keyboard Cat in one of his more romantic roles. And there's my friend Scumbag Steve. Now, I have met Scumbag Steve. I have partied with Scumbag Steve. I love Scumbag Steve. He's a cool guy. He's not really a scumbag, although he is pretty funny. Strangely enough, his real name is Blake Boston, and he lives in Boston and has a pretty darn interesting life. There's a mountainscape with Keyboard Cat built into the rocks above, and then a flyby of Nyan Cat, who belongs to a friend of mine, Chris Torres. There's a big painting I did of the dress. Okay, so I also wanted to go here to, this is stuff most people do not know about. Keyboard Cat. Hey, what's this guy doing? What are you doing? Don't touch that keyboard. Watchy, watchy. There he goes. Okay, is that I have a pretty cool up here in this department. I have a thing called Scrapbook, and it's got pictures from my scrapbook. There's all kinds of things that I've done. Here is a picture of myself and David Carradine when we were shooting a movie called Midnight Terror, I believe is the name of it, and you can get it, I'm sure, online. He played a drunk sheriff. I think it was a sheriff or an investigator, and I played a coroner. And it was pretty fun, and he was a cool guy. He was definitely a cool guy. Here is me and my wife right after a performance I did on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And Jay is one of my all-time favorite people. Nice guy. As is John Ritter, who I performed with on the American Comedy Awards many years ago. Unfortunately, he passed away, but what a cool guy. Here is on the set in Tokyo for a show that I was on, and I did my nose performance on a show called Naruhodo the World. Naruhodo za Worldo. And this was a rehearsal right here. And then here I am doing my right after my nose routine on a show, a Network American show called The View with those ladies, and I almost won a contest that they had on that show. But it was a good trip anyway, out to New York with my nose. Here is a picture of me and one of my also famous people, Meatloaf, who I performed with in Budapest, Hungary, and I tell people that they were hungry for meatloaf. He was a nice guy. He tried so hard. He worked so hard at rehearsal that he was soaking wet. That guy was totally a dedicated dude. Here I am in Seattle doing an industrial film for a company that I don't think exists anymore called Egghead Computer Software. And I co-starred in it with Jeff Probst, who is now the host of Survivor. And he stayed at my house for a couple of days. He was living in Seattle at the time. Very funny, very cool guy. Very cool, Jeff. Let's see here. Oh, this is a good one. This is me with Scumbag Steve in front of a banner that I tagged in Chicago, no, in Boston. But look at Scumbag. Look at both of us. It was pretty cool. That dude is really cool. Party, party, party. Here's another time on the Tonight Show. I was on there twice. And again, with Jay, the man. And here I am with Christina Ferrar, who had her own show, Home and Family Show or something in LA that I was on. And we filmed in a street right across the street from Leave It to Beaver's house, which was still standing at the time. Harry Kirshner says, the nose performance is so funny. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. And here I am in Boston with Anton, wasn't it Watson? And Dodson, Antoine Dodson. Funny man. He was a riot. He's just as funny in person as he is anywhere. I don't know what's going on with him these days, but I'll have to check in, see what he's doing. Here is a picture of myself in my studio at my house years ago with a character named Robert Crumb, who is a famous cartoonist in America. He lives in France now, and he was staying at my house because he was doing a lecture tour in this part of the country, and I picked him up at 2 a.m. at the train station because he didn't ride on airplanes then, and I wonder how he got to France. And he was a pretty cool guy. I enjoyed that man. Here is my cat Bento when we were shooting the scenes in Hollywood for Wonderful Pistachios, and on the side there were interviews being done by this guy, Perez Hilton. You've heard of him. And he interviewed my cat, and maybe we'll look at it here a little later in his show. Here I am in Japan in the 70s with my friends Seiji and Kat. I had this belt that I made in art school. It got a star on it. I still got it. It's in this room, actually. What else? This is a picture of how bad my pants were when I lived in Japan. There's my buckle, and there's my hair. And this is a pretty cool picture of, in Kyoto, of some temple, and I'm just sitting there, just like a hippie, traveling around Japan in the winter with my friend Bill Will. Here is a shot where I did my nose performance in Germany, in Cologne, Germany. And that's me on the right. It's a pretty low-res picture, but also on the show was Hulk Hogan, and he was a pretty nice guy. His manager was kind of cranky, but the Hulk seemed pretty nice to me. Uh, Here I am impersonating a jet fighter pilot. I have a lot of these. I'm a frustrated fighter pilot. Here I am in an F4 that I never flew. But yeah, you got a good picture of me touching that nose cone. That's an F4, I think. I know my jets. And here I am in front of an earlier model jet, Korean War, I think, vintage. And I'm all suited up. I'm ready to go. Pretty good. And here I am getting refueled by KC-135 flying I think it was an F-15, I'm not sure, near Hawaii. Anyway, that was quite a deal. And here I am near the nose cone of the X-15, which I flew just for a minute. I was on that crew for a minute, and it went pretty fast. Here is the Brickmobile, which is a vehicle that geez, God. We got to go back. How'd that get there? Here's me in front of somebody put some different links in here. Probably my friend Jerry Cook. Here is myself. We're still in Scrapbook now. Here's me in the summertime out in the driveway when my 39 with the big block had one big holly on it. And now it's got two big hollies, and we might have some pictures of that. There's a picture of me in a costume I made one time. You can kind of figure it out. My head's inside of that thing, and I'm getting claustrophobic. And then over the hole where the neck hole would be, I put a stake. And I went to a party, and a Halloween party, and all night their dog kept jumping up trying to eat my neck. Jeez. And here's on the set in Hollywood with some really professional people shooting scenes for Wonderful Pistachios commercial. And I'm sitting there wondering wonder where the cat was. And here is another shot of that set while we're between takes and so forth. And then here's in front of a whole bunch of people at Walker Art Museum in Minneapolis, where I got an award, Lifetime Achievement Award for the cat. They did the Cat Internet Video Festival, and I painted a banner there. And here I am carrying some spray paint. There's the Grumpy Cat people right behind me. See there? There they are. And there's the owner of Grumpy Cat. She's a cool chick. Good friends with my kid. And there's Grumpy. There's my manager, Ben Lashes. And over here's my daughter wearing a Keyboard Cat t-shirt. Oh, yeah? And what else? Here is an interview I did for something, I don't know who, in front of a banner I painted in Boston one time and never got in trouble for any of it. And here is the Nyan Cat guy, Chris Torres. We're each hanging a little paint there, putting some deal. Naked Dave, or I think was a performer in that, but I've never seen him since. And here's Antoine Dodson in front of my banner with the Keyboard Cat for President sign sneaking right out from behind him. What a dude. Uh, this is a weird little performance thing I did where I'm playing the drums, sitting on a toilet with a fighter pilot suit on, and some serious other musicians. It was at an art show I did at Lorinda Night Gallery, and it was really, really a good time. Here you can see some of the crowd back there behind the band. There's the band. Nice shadow, isn't it? And, geez, I don't even remember setting that light up. I like it, though. And there's all kinds of people in that crowd. The amazing Don Kellman of New York, the stylings of Don Kellman. And here was a piece of a trailer. I took a trailer apart. I still just have the slice off the side. That's up in my studio. My friend Doug Bundy calls it a one-dimensional love shack. Here would be a pair of plywood shoes that my dad made most of for me, and they do fit. They're not comfortable. Here's also what that trailer looks like in the studio. It's a fun thing. You can take it apart and move it just about anywhere. Here's Fatso and Skinny, I think, when they were really young. That's a young Fatso on the left. Yeah. Yeah, that's so cute. And here's my dad in a typical pose for his style. I learned a lot from him, you can probably tell. And away we go. So now, if we went back to, let's say, a page on the website called Paintings, and then there's all kinds of paintings there. I did a lot of paintings of trailer houses. There's a jet, back end of a jet fighter. Here, just go back. Okay, there's some girls who are having a sparring match in front of a 48 Chevy sedan delivery, which I owned at the time. And there's a trailer. This piece is called Extended Vacation. There's a trailer on a major vacation. These paintings are on canvas. I want to be in there. There's that one you already saw. And there's a wide shot of a F4 towing, but I think a Scotty Cerro. It makes a nice, pretty fast combination. And there's a big trailer with the family at home, and see the boy sitting on the bed, and mom's in the kitchen, which looks enormous, making dinner. And look how the TV is actually, because it was a long cathode ray tube then, look how it takes up some space in the kitchen. It's interesting. And then Dad's sitting there watching the TV, and it's a picture of the universe, and right out his window is the universe, but he's watching the TV instead. I can understand. Here's a little more closer up of the dad. Yeah, that's how they really made those trailers. There's an that's an F-86. I forget what that one is. I've sold this painting to Dave. Shall I be selfish and please myself, or shall I share and please God? Yeah, I went to Catholic grade school. Look how happy he is. And the kid who has to give some away doesn't look that happy. Here's a blown big block Chevrolet. So let's go to cat links. I think it's time for some motion picture. Here's one that's pretty good. This one's pretty cool.
Fatso Schmidt, aka the Keyboard Cat. Fatso Schmidt, aka the Keyboard Cat, has become an overnight internet sensation. The Cat's first public performance came in August of 1969 at a new venue called Woodstock.
A lot of people think that Hendrix was the last act, doing the whole Star Spangled Banner thing, but Fatso actually ended the concert. But I think a lot of people had left, and I don't know, people don't realize that Fatso was at Woodstock.
When Play Him Off came out, they talk about the day the music died. This was the day that music was born. The songs were infectious, they were in your mind. You felt like your heart was beating, not to what a normal heartbeat is, but it was to Keyboard Cat songs.
That Fatso Variety Hour was killer, and he had everybody on it, and suddenly the guests we were getting, we had started at first, but suddenly the guests we wanted, Fatso was booking them out.
If you remember the election of 1980, Carter was scheduled to be on the show, and Keyboard Cat said no. Ronald Reagan goes on the show, brings an oboe. They play Why Can't We Be Friends by War. 3 weeks later, Reagan wins. The public wanted more, and he couldn't deliver. And then it just spiraled downward. He was partying with Betty Ford, and they both hit rock bottom together. I mean, there was a lot of promiscuous sex. How many times can you pull and pray before your prayers run out? And if you were an orphan between 1995 and 1991, statistically, Keyboard Cat is your father. Look no further. Call off the dogs. He's your dad.
It was really hard growing up knowing that your father was a cat and he was just never really around it. He tries. He tries to be a good dad. Can I take a second? What the are you doing? You're so unprofessional.
I first met Keyboard Cat, must have been after his 4th or 5th stint in rehab. It was through a mutual friend, actually, Aerosmith. At the time, Keyboard Cat really wanted to revitalize his music career. In this case, by joining a hip, young, new band. At first, we were really excited to have such a legendary musician join our band, but he kept wanting to play the same keyboard riff over and over and over again.
I remember I went into the Coffee Bean, of course, and I saw out of the corner of my eye, there he is, just sort of sitting there. And I said, come with me, we're getting out of here. We get into the studio, and I sit him down in the chair, and he starts to play. He's just playing the song. We went to the internet.com, and then, of course, we portaled through that to youtube.com /video. And it spreads like bloody wildfire. It spreads like a pair of legs.
I understand that everybody and their mama is trying to be an internet meme now. Everyone's posting their video thinking, oh, I can be big on YouTube. But seriously, a cat thinks he can just dust off that keyboard and start playing. What's gonna be next? A cherry chocolate catnip? Come on.
The fact that Fatso has one of the slamminest tunes, that da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, it's so cool, man, and it's so like every music. I mean, you gotta hand it to him. That's one cool cat.
Keyboard Cat is, he's playing off, beauty pageant winners when they should stop speaking, people that are failing, people that shouldn't be there. He's ushering them right out, and we're ushering them right back in. I know I am.
So, wow. So there you have a pretty good one. That was called True Story. Know Your Meme is pretty good. American Odyssey is good. Animal Pop Poppy Ba Baby DB. Let's see. Of course, everyone knows. Well, this Green Day one is pretty epic. That there would be Green Day. I mean, they know who we are. Let's see. Let's look at the Starburst candy spot. It's pretty nice.
How do they make Starburst taste so juicy?
The Juicy Dragon? They show funny videos to a giggly dragon. He laughs so hard that he cries super juicy tears, and they put him in the Starburst. You didn't know that? Everybody knows that.
A juicy dragon?
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
Let's see. What else we got here? Wonderful Pistachios. Know Your Meme is pretty good. Kids React is good. Of course, Ron Livingston is good. Let's try. Let's try Know Your Meme.
Hey, Jamie Dubs.
Yo, dog. I heard you like Keyboard Cat.
Yep, I'm doing a report on Keyboard Cat today, actually. Very excited.
I hope you don't mess up,
Me neither.
because that would suck to do a report on Keyboard Cat and get played off by Keyboard Cat.
Yeah, I mean, nope, I've got my research done. Meme math is down. I think I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah. I mean, what could go wrong? Aw, Keyboard Cat. She's so cute, yet terribly misunderstood. There's only one thing cuter than animals on the internet, and that's anthropomorphized animals. In 2009, performance artist Charlie Schmidt's orange and white tabby, Fatso, aka Keyboard Cat, would join their ranks. Shot in 1986, Charlie made a VHS recording of Fatso dressed up in a blue onesie and playing the keyboard. Titled Cool Cat, the video was uploaded to YouTube in the spring of 2007, where it sat in relative obscurity. In February 2009, YouTube user Brad O'Farrell discovered Fatso and asked Charlie for permission to use Cool Cat in a mashup. And thus, Play Him Off Keyboard Cat was born. Brad recognized that Keyboard Cat, when paired with an unfortunate incident, would create a harmonious juxtaposition of elements and thus lulls. Hence, many iterations would follow.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Keyboard Cat's popularity skyrocketed when CNN broke the meme into the mainstream with what was essentially a 2-minute tutorial. And while some mainstream media got the joke,
On the Colbert Report.
clearly didn't.
Time to time, we honor the animal kingdom with the Patriot Mantle. Here now for your consideration.
While many people may enjoy Keyboard Cat, most are unfamiliar with the concept of playing him off. They see a funny cat, someone falling down, and they laugh. While there's nothing wrong with that, there's more going on here. More layers of this onion to peel. The idea of Keyboard Cat playing someone off is derivative of the old vaudeville practice of removing bad performers from the stage during amateur nights. Also called giving someone the hook, a clown would take the stage to fill in while the next act came on. Keyboard Cat is the mercy kill of the internet. It says your fail is so epic that the lovable, ineffable Fatso the Cat comes to your rescue to pull you out of your dungeon of fail. Fatso the Cat sadly passed away in the year 2000, long before she could see her impact on the world, the World Wide Web. Even so, her legacy will always be here to save us from further embarrassment. If we are fortunate, Keyboard Cat will save us all.
So,
Oh, hey, didn't see it.
so, a bunch of footage today. Let's see. Cat in a Box. Shout out. All right. There he goes. Mr. Godzilla shout out. Yes, of course. The Air. No. Mr. Trollolo. And the Air 1822. This is surprisingly interesting. Huh. I like that. Today I set up an art show downtown of me and some other people, kind of politically motivated stuff. Hey, visit charlieschmidtart.com and look me up.